What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of I Am Shatoria. You know, this is a place where we talk about love, hope, and a whole lot of faith. And, you know, we throw some forgiveness in there too. However, this week we are talking about art. You guys know I love art. If you listen to us first season and second, we talked about art and poetry, spoken word. But one of my biggest things in the love of my life is dancing. Always have been, always will be. Well, today's special guest is one of they got me out of my box with dancing a little bit. They very out of the box. And she is just one of two people that has done her thing. She is on TikTok. Her stuff is dope as all get out. However, though, I'm gonna let her introduce herself, but we call her Neffy. So I'm gonna let Neffy introduce herself, and we're gonna talk about today the art of dancing, what it means spiritually and everything. So hi, Miss Neffy.
Hi.
How are you?
How's it going? It's going well. How are you?
I'm doing good. So, you know, we're going to talk about this dancing thing because, like I said, you got hip hop skills that is just sick. And I remember the first time I saw you really do hip hop. And that was when you guys did the Love production.
Yes.
And to one of now my favorite songs. And I was like, oh, to where I was like, I want that to be at my wedding when I did.
Yes, I remember.
Because it was the dopest thing. It talked about love and your whole body language in it. It was, one of my guys said something about songwriting is how it's a story. And that's how you did it with body movement. You made it a story. You included people, and it was just absolutely beautiful. So, you know, thank you for using your gifts and talent because it truly, truly blessed me that evening. I remember that so well because I just started the church. So it was absolutely off the chain. And I fell in love with the art of dancing and how you and your partner, Josh, how y'all just do your thing and in the heart that you have for it. So we're going to start off with what is dancing to you and just really how you got started.
Awesome. Well, before I start on that question, just want to say thank you. I definitely remember that moment. And actually that dance was a little difficult for me. So it's glad to hear that you were able to receive the story that I was trying to tell. So girl, I appreciate that.
I was hoping you were going to do it the next day when Pastor had y'all redoing things. I was like, is she gonna do that one? Dang it, she's not. Oh
no.
So no, it was, you
but
could tell you was very graceful with it. So I appreciate you using your gifts, even if you like, man, that was hard. You did that.
Oh, thank you. But to answer your question, hopefully I do answer it. How I got started into dance was really just when I was a kid. I really started in gymnastics. And I love gymnastics, but during that time, my mom, she wasn't able to always provide for the classes and things of that nature. So she had to take me out. And in that, my aunt was like, well, you should do dancing. So she took me to their first ministry practice at BCMI. This was in the Virginia location. And I just started dancing and it was just like natural to me. Like I've been doing it my whole life. And it's like, I've never even really danced like that, you know what I'm saying, before. So from there, it just took off. And I've just literally been dancing my entire life, trying to stay in the things of dancing. And it was more, I started off in more of, like you said, a spiritual realm of dancing, whereas other dancers, they may start off on the more technical end, going to classes and things of that nature. I got that spiritual impartation within me through dance. And then I was able to really express that. And now you see, like, I'm on TikTok and things of that nature, Instagram Reels and stuff like that, to try and just broaden that horizon of dance.
So I'm tripping now because that goes to another question. So you didn't do the traditional, I'm going to go to class and everything. So that means you've been with BCMI for a minute.
Yes.
Oh, snap. So this is where you started dancing. So that's pretty dope to hear because a lot of people feel like, you know, they always say there's a difference between a talent and a gift. And I've always heard that. And so to hear that this is a true gift because you didn't have to be taught. And in the way you teach everyone else is amazing for someone who has not been taught. That's pretty dope. Because you got skills that I'm over here like, man, I had years ago. ain't got all that now. Like I be looking at you like, yes. No. I'm like, okay, nephew, I'm gonna learn. I'm gonna get in here and like, nope, can't do that.
Yeah.
I ain't about to try it. But no, that's pretty dope to hear, because again, people go, I know we with Janae, we had her in my gym gymnastic class, because one, it gave her something to do and it helped her with her skills. But she started to learn the ballet part and the dancing. My true goal is hopefully when we move, we get her back in dancing again. So
yes.
She's gonna miss it. So, but no, that's really good, because I was asking you a question I was about to ask, but never mind that question. You learn spiritually through the church, and it just, because what is it about? Because you're great at hip hop, and that's one thing I like about you and Joss. Y'all got a separate that comes together so greatly. She's very modern, ballet still, got a little jazz with it.
Yeah.
You got that hip hop, and if you need to put in the little ballet, you know how to get on them toes and still put a ballet with it. So what is it about the hip hop portion that just got you?
I think, honestly, when I watched Save the Last Dance, I don't know if anybody even remembers that movie, or if
I do.
am dating myself.
the chair scene. Absolutely, I remember that.
Yes, that really just enlightened something in me, just to know that you don't have to stick to just one style or genre of dance, but you can really just go for any avenue that you really want. And so when I saw that, it was just like, whoa, I don't know. It was just like something on the inside of me. And I still even feel those chills now, just watching dance and watching hip hop, and the energy, the movements, the sometimes aggression. I mean, there's a lot of emotions that you're feeling when you're in hip hop, even with other styles of dance, but more so because I'm focused on hip hop. It's just like, whether you're angry, whether you're sad, whether you're happy, you can all encompass those and change the way you move, change the way you have your facial expressions to express yourself in that moment, to tell that story like you were talking about earlier. So it was like, once I saw that, it just enlightened something in me, like I said, and I just really just stuck with hip hop. And I love the structure, I love the cleanliness and things of that nature. And you can really just relate to people in a more hip hop way. So
I will agree with that, because I love hip hop. I love watching hip hop dancers. It's just one of the things that when I go on TikTok, that's what I like to watch. I like to watch people just do different things. It's like, oh my God, yeah. Because when I see these young kids now with the new music and they be out there, I'm like, no, that ain't good. But you see, it's a thought process, but at the same time, it's such a cleanness to it, to where you're like, oh, that's sharp right there. And I'm like, and I'd be looking at you going, okay, all right, she got new moves. Okay. Let me try. I won't lie, I am that one. I'd be over here looking at some of you guys' videos, like, okay, I'm gonna try that. And me and Janae be in the house, like, we're gonna get this. And then I get to I just be with that one video, and they just be, I'm cool on that. So no, it's really good. So art of dancing. What is your whole desire with dancing?
This, I think, was a difficult question for me, because it is who I like. Dancing is me. So it's not like I'm desiring something out of it, because it's literally engulfed in my body, if that makes sense. Like,
no, it does.
If I'm ever desiring anything in regards to dance, is like to learn more or to do better in dancing, because it just is me. I can't even go a day without me thinking about, dang, I could do that move better. Okay, let me go practice that. Or waking up in the middle of the night dancing. Just because that's what's on my mind constantly. Even, I mean, to the point, like, I work a corporate job, and while I'm at the job, I'm thinking about dance.
I ain't even mad at you with it though. Have you thought about, this may sound crazy, but have you thought about like Zumba and stuff like that?
I actually took a couple Zumba classes. I've thought about the instruction, like doing the instructor part of Zumba. And what I came to conclusion is, there's different styles of dance, and I feel like Zumba is a different style. Even though it has the similar dance moves, it's more fitness and workout based. So it's gonna be more tailored to people who are not 100% there within dance. So I would definitely love to do it like on the side, but I think right now for me, I just really want to learn more in hip hop and learn more as far as the different industry dances that there are and performing and things like that. So
okay. Oh, what is your future goal with dancing? Like, you have those people when I hear when they say, oh yeah, such and such choreograph, for Jay-Z, Beyonce, blah, 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 blah.
mhm.
What is your all-time goal when it comes on dancing? Like,
See,
what's the
choreograph.
end goal for you?
My end goal would maybe to hear that I choreographed something. But right now, my short-term goal that I honestly have for myself, I think like a couple months ago, I put this like within my head, and I know, God, He knows the secret desires in your heart.
Mm-hmm.
And so a couple months ago, I told myself, I was like, I really want to do performances. I really want to do like stage dancing, like award type performances. You know how you see people dancing with different artists on the side and stuff like that, like getting with the agency to do that. And within probably like the next couple of weeks, I was introduced to being a part of an award show and dancing for that. And it was great. I really loved it. And that was more of a humbling experience for me because I was like, man, God, like you really listen to even that slight thought that I had in my mind. Like you're listening and you're just like, Neff, this is what I want you to do. That's how I felt that was. Like, this is what I want you to do as far as my short-term goals. This is where I want to take you. And I need you to get in there. This is your introduction. This is your confirmation. So yeah, that's kind of like my short-term goal. And then my long-term goal is
To be that choreographer.
Yes.
Yeah. But you know what? I feel, you know me. I love me and Faith is tight. Yes. But no, I truly believe, like you said, God knows your heart, and He, you have been faithful to the things that He's called you. Like, first of all, for all of my viewers and my listeners, Neffy is one of the instructors at the church. She's teaching kids, and so I remember they had a rule of the age limit for children. It was like, no, and Janae was like, I want to dance. And y'all took the time to take my baby and dance. And the crazy part about it is that was 2018 and we're now 2021, and Janae can do dances without actually needing y'all to tell her which way to go. Like, her growth has been crazy. The last dance you guys did, I was like, oh wait, nephew or Josh is not in front of her. Oh, she is getting it. But you guys have taken that moment to mold these kids in a way. Y'all have these patients that's just, I thought I had it, but I guess I don't. But you have shown the patience, the nature of your spirit to these kids. If they feel like they're not getting it right, you're rooting them on. I think one of the best pictures that I still hold to my heart, videos that you sent me, was Janae worshiping by herself. And one of the blessings is Janae watches you guys and she mimics that. So my thought is, man, like, she's mimicking what they're doing. And so when I see Janae watching shows that has dancing in it, because we watch the Dallas Cowboy cheerleaders, that's all me anyway, Dancing Dolls, she'd be like, oh yeah. And I'm already going, yup, here come dance. Here come cheer, here come majorette, here we go. I see us at the football games, basketball games, yay. Yes. But I have to thank you guys, because this little person with this heart of dancing and always moving, like, she's still doing the anniversary dance right now. We haven't even practiced it because Mom hasn't been here. It's been a lot going on, but she remembers it. Like, she remembers this. And so that lets me know she's singing and gaining the spirit that you guys are putting out. You know how they say spirits are like leeches, and you have had that spirit to where it's jumped on. I can speak for my daughter, and so I definitely say I see you doing great things, because like I said, when you start to dance, I'm telling you, it's an attention bringer. I literally go, "Ooh, nephew's dancing. Okay, cool." And that's a big thing for me, because it's for me, it's always been that dream. I love dancing, but I know I'm not at that level, not at this age, not happening. However, it's good to see other people living out this dream. So it's nice. So do know that I am in faith with you on your long term for sure. And I can't wait to hear your name and then be back on whatever social media and be like, hey, y'all remember the interview? Let's go.
Yes. Yes.
Go get into existence. But no, I believe and I think people is going to be able to really learn from you. With that, you guys have a business for dancing. So tell us about that. I know COVID kind of just screwed a lot of things, but tell us about the business.
Yeah. So Jocelyn actually had a great idea to start a dance company called Freedom Reigns Productions. We started about 2-3 years ago. And she just really had this desire on her heart, and she wanted to share that desire with me. So we co-partnered in this business in which we went out and we did different gigs. We've even performed at the Howard Theater. We performed for churches. We performed for different events that were happening in DC, things of that nature. And it was really going well. We encompassed a lot of people within the DMV area. And just sharing our love for dance and for people, and knowing that they can be the best that they can be within themselves. They don't have to have the greatest amount of experience within dance. They can literally be starting today within dance, and us breaking down those moves, breaking down the technicality of that so that they can be confident in themselves when they're dancing. So it was going great. Like you said, COVID hit and we started to go in a virtual experience, providing videos, providing encouragement, motivation, things like that, submitting videos for conferences, things of that nature, so that we can still stay in the loop as far as dancing changing due to COVID. So
absolutely. And I can't wait to see you guys back on that platform. Because when I see places like My Gym and stuff like that, you know, they got the different classes for the different ages. I can't wait to see y'all come back and see the growth, because you guys was definitely doing great things. But as we know, COVID has definitely messed some things up. Now, with that, what do you think, if anything, you can give to people?
Are you asking more from a dance perspective and an arts perspective?
Either or, you know, you can put the spiritual in there, because honestly, your spirit with your art and dance, they merge together. They do, and you have the heart all the way around. So, you know, yours just merged. It's just entangled, you know, which is a blessing. I've been able to embrace all of it. So, you know.
Yes. Well, what I want to give to people is just, it's so funny. The word that just came to me was freedom. Because like you said, with me telling a story, I want to be able to relate to people in that moment. And I know that people go through a lot of different things in life. You never know what someone's going through. And when they see me dance, I want them to see that it's going to be all right, that they're going to have that freedom, that they're going to have that healing, that they're going to have that joy, whatever that particular dance is, that they feel that emotion and let it heal a certain part of their body, even just naturally. Like, I know I'm talking in a more spiritual way, but also just naturally, just looking at me dance. And I'm not trying to put the attention on me, but just the spirit in me that flows through me to meet them where they are. That's what I want to give to people, is just healing, or whatever God wants to provide to them in that moment.
You hear like words, healing, freedom, and that's nothing but God, you know, speaking through you, because somebody needs to hear that. And when somebody hears this, they're going to be like, man, that's real, because dancing for me was healing. That was healing. Because you remember when I started back dancing with you guys, I had a whole lot of things going on, and it was a healing moment for me. I'm over here dancing and jumping under the lights. We were sweating, but it was the best thing, sweating out my hair, but it was the greatest thing in the world. Like, we enjoyed it. So you definitely hit the nail on that one, especially with freedom. I think for me, art for me is music, dancing, all of that. And it's a freedom for me. Like at night, people don't understand. At night, I gotta listen to music. On my way home, I gotta listen to music. And you know, my husband's like, we don't want to talk. I'll text you on my way home. It's a decompression. It's a moment of type of situation. So I definitely get where you come from when you say it's a freedom, and especially when you bound. Don't let it be that Sunday that one song come on and you be like, oh, and you start let stuff go. Like you know how you go through things and you be like, you go through things when it's time for you to dance anyway. This is for all the dancers. Listen, you got this dance coming up. You're like, I'm good. Let me take, for example, New Year's Eve. 2000 and going into 2020, actually. New Year's Eve, we had the Freedom Song. And we was like, all right, and it was so much going on with the kids. It was just a lot. And I knew that was my last time dancing. And we was dancing with the kids, and I got to dance with my baby. And I was like, we're gonna get this. And I had so much going on for myself to where Satan was like, I'm coming for you. And I never forget when it came down to our part and was talking about freedom, you know, birthing. And I was like, yes. And we was going in hard. So when you look back at the video, you was like, oh, let's get it in. And then it was like, wait, were you preparing us for 2020? Because it went straight left after that. Yes. And it was crazy because everything that song talked about and everything that you guys taught us in the dance moves was like right on time. And it was such a freedom. I felt so released that day. I went home and had the best sleep. It was like, man, 2020 about to be dope. And but you know what, here's crazy about, even though I still say 2020 was about to be dope, people was like, 2020 wasn't dope, but I'm like, but it really was. It was dope. It was. Yes, we had a lot of deaths, we had a lot of issues, but I also felt like 2020, we were able to be released in 2020. We were able to understand something about the church, that we are the church. We didn't need to be in the house. And so one of the things I definitely appreciated was you guys still doing dance during COVID. So you guys, when we used to do the videos and there'd be those videos, I'm like, so it was, you know, it was pretty cool. And so definitely, COVID. However, your words freedom, that just resonated with me. That's one of my favorite words now, outside of, you know, faith and forgiveness. Freedom. I like my F's. I don't know why. But it definitely showcased what and why and the things that we need, you know, in life, to really go, okay, I need to be free. How can I get free? And like you said, you wanted people to see the God in you, your spirit. And that was the blessing. We didn't need words. Your flow was words. Right. Exactly. And when you minister, you flow with words, and it's real deep. So I can't wait to see you back on a platform again.
Thank you.
Looking forward to it. Before we end, if you can tell people something about what would you want people to know about Neffy?
What I would want them to know about me is that I was just always myself. I wasn't forcing anything. I wasn't trying to get people to like me in any certain way, but I was always myself, and I was always God-fearing and loving towards other people. That's kind of just the image that I want them to see. And I mean, they're going to see regardless, because that's who I am. But absolutely, that's kind of what I want them to see. And if we have time, I kind of just wanted to touch on something you had said earlier about how when it's time to dance, that you're going through something. And I just thought that was so good, because there are moments on certain songs that you may be ministering or dancing to where that becomes reality, that becomes your life, and the devil may be coming but in front of you, behind you, on the sides of you, any way they want to come. And even though he may, like they say, the devil is sent to steal, kill, and destroy, even though he may not be destroying you, he could be coming to steal your joy, steal your peace. He could be coming to kill you in certain areas, not physically, but maybe killing your joy, whatever you have on the inside of you. He's coming to trying to take that away from you. And when we're called to minister at that time, it's like things come to us and it seems like it's going crazy. The world is at an end. You're going through all this turmoil, things of that nature. And then you have to remind yourself in the song that you're dancing to, or the moment that you're going through, that that song resonates with that circumstance and it resonates with that moment, and remind yourself that this is why I'm dancing. And when you actually minister that song, you remind yourself of those circumstances and those things that are happening within your life. And then I feel like that's when you get like your true freedom. That's kind of like your breakthrough moment, once you minister that song and really just release everything that is going on and just laying it at the altar, giving it over to God. So I just thought that was just so good when you said that. I had to add my little 2 cents in there.
Boo, say what you need to say, honey. Yes, this is your moment. Yes, I appreciate that. Because it's when we listen to the Spirit, and I always told people when it came down to dancing, and let me first say, when it came down to ministering, when God gave me a song, and I literally used to have people tell me, why that song? Don't worry about it. God is doing it for a reason. And I remember I was the youth director in Oklahoma City at the church there, missed them dearly. I was the youth director and I taught dance there for like 7 years. And I never forget, I would get these songs like, okay, God, this is what we doing. We going in with it. And we're talking about 6 weeks of practice and figuring out costumes and everything. And I promise you, I was second guess, be like, okay, Jesus, you sure this song? Are we sure? Right. And by the time the day come up and these kids minister, baby, you have your whole life saved. You be like, oh, Jesus, that's what and it was, and I look back at the videos now, even when the team that I was on in Oklahoma City, when we ministered, oh my God, like I never forget Order My Steps. Like, that's an old school song, but baby, that touched your whole soul. Like it was one of those things you be like, okay, Jesus. And there was moments where there was a song that was correct, but the vibe, the spirit was not. And you can tell. And people who are in the spirit can feel it. So it's one of the things that I've always been taught. I don't care if it's the right song. If the spirits are not right, it's not going to flow. Yeah. And you have to be mindful of that to know, I need to sit down. I need to take a seat. We're not ministering to this today. And so that's one of the things that I've learned over time. So I thank you for that, because it is very important. It's very important to listen to the Spirit, because you can miss your blessing not listening, and you can actually mess someone else's spirit up by not listening and doing what you're told. So, and what is one of the, as we close, what is the most important thing in your life right now?
My most important thing is honestly to live life to the fullest. I am at a point in my life right now where I do not want to limit myself. I don't want to limit myself as far as traveling. I don't want to limit myself as far as dancing. I don't want to limit myself as far as even the simplicity of going to the store, and if I want something, I'm gonna get it. You know what I'm saying?
Just do it, baby. Just do it. Get your stuff together. Yes.
Yes, but just living that limitless life and knowing that I can do anything that I set my mind to, anything that God strengthens on the inside of me, I can do it. Because I feel like I lived most of my life in fear, just like fear of the unknown, fear of missing out, fear of what if it doesn't work? What if I get shut down? Things of that nature. And now I'm at a point where it's like, no, I need to know, is it going to work or not? And the only way I'm going to know is I put myself out there, so.
Girl, you just gave a whole word on that. I'm going to have to make sure I snippet that so we can get that before your stuff come out, because that's dope though. Let me tell you something. A lot of us, we fear not having, so we impulse buy. And there's a difference from that impulse buy to, you know what, God, I've earned that. Let me go get that. And there is a huge difference, and it's so crazy because I usually don't, I don't go in Claire's, not even with a kid, I'm not. But I went in Claire's one day, and I literally, my eyes was drawn to this mouse pad.
Oh, wow.
Now, really didn't need it, but it stood out. And you know, the crazy part about it is I have my desk here has the same word, dream. Wow. And I was like, oh, and just as it says, a goal achieved by those who never give up. Wow. So, you know, also it says, make it happen, reach for the stars, get it, girl. So I'm leaving you with what that just said. Make it happen, reach for the stars, and we're going to go past them stars. And I'm going to need you to go ahead and get it, girl. Okay. So, you know, that shopping spree, holler at me, because we all about it. Let's go. Where we going? So, no, I thank you. Definitely thank you for being a part of the team, the podcast, just giving out your heart. I really appreciate it. To all my listeners and viewers, you guys can look at her information down in the description. If you need to contact her for anything, you want to ask her about dancing, you want to follow her on TikTok, baby, let me tell y'all something. Where can they follow you at on TikTok? Because that's what they need to follow you on.
It is Neffy. I think it's Neffy_Neff. That's where they can find me on TikTok. And then for Instagram, it is beautifully_Nefertiti.
And don't worry, guys, I'm going to have it in a little description so you guys can follow her. Because, baby, let me tell you something. She's out here giving out life. And just literally, y'all just follow her and all of her antics that she has on. I thank you again, Neff, for joining me today. I really appreciate it. I really, really do.
I thank you so much for this opportunity. I really just felt the presence of God throughout this whole thing. So I am just so grateful to be knowing you and on this podcast. It's amazing. You're doing amazing work. You're impacting lives, impacting people. And I just want you to just go for it, girl. Like how your mom style said.
We reaching, we reaching. Okay.
Yes.
Hey, to all my listeners, thank you as always for joining. I am Shatoria. You already know you can check us out on all our social media platforms. But if you're new, hey, check us out at iamshatoria.com. You can also hear all of these wonderful podcasts on Apple. You can check out season 1 and season 2. And at IG is I am_Shatoria. Facebook, I am Shatoria. Snapchat, TikTok, I am Shatoria. You can check us out. Twitter. Twitter is actually at SL Christian 2010, but I am Shatoria. That's the catch. So I thank you guys again for absolutely everything. Do also know that the I Am Forgiveness to Freedom 2nd annual is coming up. So be prepared. You'll see some surprises and some things there. Get your tickets, all right? Go to the iamshatoria.com page on the events and you'll see it, all right? Hey, as always, and I always tell people because this is so important to me, as always, we walk in love, we live fearlessly, and we always have a whole lot of faith. We don't say goodbye, we say see you later. Talk to you later, guys, and have a good one.